Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Bad Times at El Royale. So El Royale, I believe, is a hotel in Lake Tahoe, some rundown hotel, and a bunch of strangers meet there. They all have some secrets or something like that, and they're going to expose their true colors. Can you tell that I read that from IMDb? I don't know. When this first came out, it seemed very interesting. It says it's, I think 1969 is when it's filmed, so a little before my time. 7.4 on IMDb, so that's a pretty good rating for IMDb. Who is in it? Jeff Bridges is in it. That's outstanding. Dakota Johnson. I think a lot of people like her. Not crazy. 50 Shades of Grey. John Hamm from Men. Chris Hemsworth. I don't know him. Anybody know who that is? Who else is in here? Nick Offerman is in it. I could keep scrolling. I'm sure there's other people, but you know, it's. For some reason, this seemed like a really good movie when it was in the theaters. There was a lot of, hype around it, and then I haven't heard anything. I guess that's what happens. They hype it up right before it gets premiered, and then they're done, move on to the next film. So I'm here to tell you if you should rent it, if you should get it, if you should watch it, or anything like that. And I'll tell you what the true plot is rather than what I just read, and hopefully it's a good one. So stick around. I'll be back in a little bit. Hey everybody, I want to do a real quick check-in here. We're out watching Bad Times at the El Royale. We're at the 1 hour and 14 minute mark. 0 seconds, right on the dot. That was lucky. It's a 2 hour and 22 minute movie. Really don't know what's going on yet, but that's, I think, the point of the film. I think it's purposely like that. It's not like it's, they're setting it up, trying to tell a story. The story of 4 people, maybe 5. There's 4 people who come visit this hotel. A priest, a policeman, a entertainer, and then just another girl. I'm not sure her story yet. They all have different stories to tell about why they're there and what got them there. And then, so they're developing these stories. And then there's a bellman. He's there too. So that's the 5th person as of right now. But they're developing each individual story little by little. Not a lot though. They're showing more current situations that's happening at the actual hotel. Mainly the cop and things like that. And, some of the things I think I could share with you. The hotel rooms have two-way mirrors in them. So you can go downstairs and see what's going on in these mirrors with speakers and stuff like that. In the beginning, I think it was Nick Offerman. It was hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure it was him. Very beginning, 10 years ago, buried a case of something, a briefcase of some sort, or a duffel bag in the floor of one of the hotel rooms. Don't know which one or anything like that. So that's going to be important later, but now we're 10 years in the future. These 4 people show up, and we're getting to understand a little bit about their backstory a little bit. Not much though. You don't know what's going on. They're just reacting, and they're showing different perceptions. Is it perceptions? Or I don't know. Sorry, I'm probably using the wrong word. But anyway, so they show what happened, and then they show one of the other guests at the hotel what they saw. So, like their angle there. It's not perception. Ugh, I can't remember. Anyway, the hotel itself is, it's bothering me. I can't figure it out. The hotel itself is split right on the state line of Nevada and California, so you have your choice of if you want to stay on either side and things like that. So that's kind of interesting. But other than that, that's it. It's not much else to tell, but again, I think it's supposed to be that way, so I'm okay with not knowing what's going on right now. So hopefully you are too. One thing, never mind. We'll get into it and watch it a little bit more. If anything interesting happens between now and the end, I'll step in. If not, I'll catch you at the credits. But I think it's better for you to watch it than for me to tell you exactly what's going on at this point. You have a good idea of what I'm talking about. It's one of those kinds of films. And hopefully it ends well. So we're not the movie, you know what I mean. Hopefully it continues to be good. Alright, enough of me. See you in a little bit. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of the Bad Times at the El Royale. And I have to say that I am surprised by this film. When it started off, you knew as much as I did when I started. Well, I shouldn't say that. You know how much I knew when we started this film. I basically read the synopsis to you that IMDb And, you know, I don't like to watch previews or trailers. I like to be surprised when I go into the film for the most part. And this one I really had no idea. I actually thought it was more of a comedy. It's not even a dark comedy, you know. It's crime, mystery, drama, you know. So, and when the movie started, and this is my personal preference, I mean, I like John Hamm, okay, he's okay. And Dakota Johnson, I'm not sold on her yet. So when I see their two, and I like Jeff Bridges, but, you know, I like Jeff Bridges in his prime. So when these actors come out, and they're the ones that they're going to carry this film. And I know they said Nick Offerman's in it, and Chris Hemsworth is in it, and he comes in a little bit later. Okay, but still, when I tell you that, it's like, okay, I don't know. I don't know if the first three can really carry this whole film. 2 hours and 22 minutes. I even felt myself like falling asleep in the beginning. But I'm glad I made it through, and because it did get better. And the way I describe it, and well, let me back up. The reason I think it was so good is because I didn't really know anything about it. They do a good job of creating a plot with like so many questions, and that they have to answer your questions as they move throughout the movie. I like that kind of stuff, as long as they answer the questions. And I kept saying in the last take, it was on their perception, right? That's what I was saying, perception, and that's not right. Now I even forget again. Oh, I looked it up and I remembered what the word was, but anyway, that's not. Who cares about that part? But anyway, so it's you know, they're going back in their different storylines and helping you fill in the gaps for everybody, and I like that part of it. But I don't want to give you too much information, because I think the way that I watch the film is a good way to watch this film. If you have too much information, so I'm going to give you a little bit. If you don't want to hear this, it's not going to do anything with a spoiler, but spoiling it might be giving you too much information. Anyway, I have it as a cross between Pulp Fiction, it's got that feel to it, Identity. I don't know if you've seen Identity, check it out. John Cusack's in it. Similar, they all go into a hotel, a storm keeps them all in there, and they all have backstories, so that's that aspect of it. The Pulp Fiction, it's so elaborate, and Pulp Fiction's all stories intertwined and connected, and there's some mystery behind it. Pulp Fiction, and then Manson. So Manson is a 1973 film about Charles Manson, and the reason I say that is, and I'll just touch on this a little bit, Chris Hemsworth is a cult leader in this, and you know, it's not like Manson, of course, but you know, you'll see some of the similarities that I'm talking about when you watch this film, and I won't go any further than that. But take those three films and come up with that. I think this is a you know, that's the best way I could describe it without giving you too much detail. It's got all those feels to it. It's not the same storylines. It's a creative storyline. It's something new. It's something different. At least I think. But all of those three combined gives it all that je ne sais quoi, if you will. No, but it gives it that kind of feel of those three kinds of movies, and I was trying to think of them like that. So I think it's worth watching. It's a lot to invest, 2 hours and 22 minutes, especially, you know, with what I thought going into it. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy I watched this film. Not an award winner or anything like that, but it's intriguing, I think. So if those kinds of movies, the ones that I mentioned, are your cup of tea, you might really like this movie. And you might be pleasantly surprised, because I sure was, because I didn't know anything about it. So there you have it. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. Check it out. Love to hear your thoughts, comments. I don't want to go into too much detail. I want you to go into it the same way I did, so you can enjoy it the same way I did. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub. Hey everybody. I had to go look it up again. I wouldn't be able to end this without this. If you stuck with me this long, I appreciate it. The word I kept using was perception. That is obviously not the word I was trying to use. I was trying to say perspective. I really was trying to say it. I just couldn't think of it, and it wouldn't do it. And I can't edit it and dub myself in, and I can't go back and re-record, or you know, you get one take every time. So that's it. So you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. But that's what I was trying to say. I'm sure you guys are going to laugh at me and make comments, and that's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Alright, that's it. Thanks. See ya.